The world is a troubled place. We must find time to save the human race. Love, unity, and empathy has no place among the human race in this transition. When we live in love and harmony and show respect with unity, only love can set us free to fight injustice wherever it be. Just said the hungry must be fed, but man can't live by only bread. We have the future in our hands. Let's take the track to the promised land. Jamaica, Ethiopia, America, calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, from the middle of the graveyard to the center of the sea. Our ancestors, are you and me? We are the great ones. From the beginning of time, we have the heart, the soul, the body, and the mind. Calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, Nyanyankopong, calling. United we stand, divided we fall. All for one and one for all. Some never know themselves until them back against the wall. Jamaica, Haiti, Nyanyankopong a calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, Nyanyankopong, calling, Thank you so much for coming on board, brothers and sisters. We are here today at a great time, and it's about our document, how powerful it is. Today we are graced with Brother Willie. He has testimonials all over because he faced the fire. And I think tonight we will get a living testimony from Brother Willie. Ask him any question. He's very, 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 very versed when it comes on to notification, when it comes on to affidavit, when it comes on to the necessary documents that we need to have to defend our estate. So we're joined by Brother James, Brother Kareem, Dr. Judith is here with us also, Brother Nigel, Sister Angela, and across the pond also we have Brother Danny. So without any further ado, Brother Willie, you can turn on your camera and you can say grand rising to your brothers and sisters, because you're no stranger to many of us. So grand rising, Brother Willie, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you and the massive, tonight's class. I turn it over to you, Brother Willie.
Test, are you hearing me, everybody?
Loud and clear.
All right, cool. Now, thank you for that illustrious introduction. And just want to say greetings to everybody. Hope everybody is doing well.
Yes.
I'm not appropriately dressed. I'm gonna see if I can grab on a shirt.
I can play something in the meantime.
Yeah.
You a time.
Shirt.
Yes, and you grab on a shirt. I have something here that I I found it on the net and it was talking about your estate. Brothers and sisters, it is very important for we take this seriously. And I don't want to scare anybody. We are in a wartime where a ship is inside the Caribbean waters. Our documents is going to be one of our main defense when it comes on to starting a reasoning. Of course, if they go into martial law, as all you know, what is taking place with this deliberate ourselves. We know that in these times they will try their best to scare us. Use scare tactics and take us out of our persona, but we are not going to allow that. I'm just going to play something while brother Willie is here with us. He's here.
I'm back. I'm back.
I'm just going to play something while
Okay.
brother Willie is here with us. He's here. Your Willie, should I play it or you want to go straight into your lecture?
Well, yeah, man. I can just go straight into the talk. Um, now,
All right. I will go ahead.
yeah, as the chief says, document. It's all about documents. It's all about what is on those documents. Very important because it is documents and the paperwork that does the job most of the time. They're always looking for what is it that you send to us? What is it that we have on record? If there's nothing on record, then you just don't stand, you have no standing. So our documents is our standing. And if you have any matter dealing with, that's always what runs the world. It's the man who pushed the paper. And so we have to learn to document things. We have to learn to not just have the documents, but have the record. And it's vitally important that we utilize that medium of you've got to when you do your documents, you got to make sure it's on their record and on the public record. It's pointless not having. It's pointless doing the documents, and then there's nobody has any record of it, which is where a lot of us fall down. We need to notify. You cannot overemphasize notification, right? Because it's one thing to have the documents in your drawer and say, yes, I got my documents. But the question is, did they get your documents too? Did you notify? Did you publicize it? Do you have it on the Nyanyankopong recording site? Did you also email it? Not email, sorry, register mail it to yourself, because that's one of the first thing you do to say, and you get a number for it when you register mail it to yourself. When you have those things, then you can always say, here's like today I had court, because I don't know, I got so drawn into this thing. It's just amazing the amount of court cases I'm having. Like, oh my gosh, I wonder if they throw a spell on me. I just non-stop different cases I've been having for the past couple of months. Well, it's just absolutely unbelievable. But I am standing my ground. Are you hearing me, everybody?
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Loud
hearing
and
you
Okay,
clear,
clearly.
loud
right.
and clear.
Because even today I had court and one of my friend was there, Lance, and he called me. He's the first one to call me and say, Willie, well, I'm proud of you. Stand your ground, man. You stand your ground. Because they will try to pull you in the sea, You say, you can't swim. If you can't swim, you're going to drown. So remember, we're people of the land, and don't let them pull you in the sea. These court are belonging on the sea, and if you're not strong, they will pull you out there. And for those of us who can't swim, you're gonna get drowned. By that I mean, when your documents are there, when you have done enough, and by right as sovereigns, we only speak in affidavit and writs. Writs and affidavits. Affidavits and writs. Writs and affidavits is how we approach things. Not motions, because a motion can always be dismissed. Your Honor, a motion that you dismiss this case for lack of jurisdiction and fraud and blah, 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 blah. And I heard it today. It was denying people's motion. So I didn't go there to just do a motion. I went there to say, you know, it's on the record that I sent you this affidavit, and if you didn't receive it, I can send it again. So let us, first of all, understand that we live in a world of two. I said it before, maybe you guys have heard me say it before. We have two kind of terrorists in the world right now. You have the one with the gun and you have the one with the paper. We know we can't match them with the gun, so we have to match them with the paper. So we have to do our affidavits and our writs alongside with our status documents. That's, as a matter of fact, forget about the affidavit. Forget about the writs. First comes status, because status give you standing, give you jurisdiction, or block their jurisdiction. When you have your documents, it says, hey, I belong over here, you belong over there. And so there's a jurisdictional challenge there. So you don't have that autonomy over me. And if you cross that line and pull me unlawfully in your jurisdiction, it's a fraud, it's wrong, it's unlawful, and you can be charged. So status is very important. And the documents that is offered here is one thing, and I keep saying this, so many things to these things, because you have the documents now. Okay, I have all things, I record it and things like that. All right, it's there, I'm good. But are you really? The question is, I always use this analogy, you get a jumbo jet to fly, that's your documents. The question is, can you really fly? Because you have to learn to use the documents. It's pointless having it, not knowing what's in it, not knowing how to enforce your rights. If you don't know how to enforce your rights, you have none. I'm sure you hear that already. You have to know how to enforce your rights through those documents. You've got to stand by them, and you will be pulled in their jurisdiction, even when you have your documents, but you've got to stand your ground. Cause it what it will. Any questions so far?
Yeah. You definitely went into the courts today, and we were talking earlier about the intimidation of the judge when you're standing up for your right. You were explaining to me, explain to our brothers and sisters that sort, because I think, you know, going to the court is a fearful thing again. But as you said, after Davis and writs go before we, the physical man, enter into their jurisdiction. But explain to us that sort of intimidation that went on
I'll be honest with
before
you.
this one and the comparison that you showed me today.
Okay, all right. So some time ago I had one, and no matter what I said to this judge, oh, I'm not, I'm not here to you're not
Yeah,
here
but
to
no,
ask
you can't.
questions. Huh?
Your
Okay.
internet was fluctuating a while ago, but go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry about that. I don't know what causing that. But you hear me now though.
Yeah, man, loud and clear.
Okay, good. Right. So some time ago I had a case, and that guy was a bit rough, and he was trying to bully me, and whenever I say anything he wants to counteract it and say, no, I am the one asking the question, you're not the one here. And I said, well, you will be my trustee because this is a trust action. Oh, no. I'm appearing improper persona. I'm here by a special appearance. No, you're not here by no special appearance. There's no living man in this court. I said, like, what? Because they don't even living being. They see as a dead entity there. And I was shocked that I had to listen back several times. Did he make a mistake? No, they don't deal with living people in the court. That's why they use your all caps. Today was a little different. And what led up to today is that I challenged them when I got some ticket that, well, I'm appearing for my son. He got some angry officer left my domicile and just attacked my son, gave him about 3 tickets, just to spite. So I'm challenging them. I'm not just going to pay. I have to give them a run for their money. So I've been sending them for lack of jurisdiction, fraud, and this and that. And so we've been back and forth. I send them affidavit, but they pretend as if they didn't get it. Because you see, your affidavit, it is what they can counteract. Make sure when you're doing your affidavit, please, people, get it notarized. I messed up on one of my thing, and that's why I lost the case the other day. Even though I'm going to fight it, establish it in the court. But important thing is, get it notarized. Don't just use your thumb thing, because they're not going to recognize it. They want you to do it their way, so it's fine. Once you do your affidavit should outline one whole heap of truth about whatever situation it is that they cannot counteract. So give them hell and get it notarized. That stand as truth. And once they cannot rebut, if you put 99 points, if you put 100 points, and then and their rebut is 99 out of the 100 they rebut it, but one they leave it out, boom, you still got them. So always do an affidavit of truth on the matter. If it's a driving charge, a ticket, whatever, do an affidavit and outline to them what happened, and speak your truth, because an affidavit. Let me ask you, what makes an affidavit powerful? I've been doing a lot of the talking. What makes your affidavit a powerful document? Anybody?
The points that they got to show.
I didn't get that.
Your autograph.
The autograph. Not necessarily the answer I was looking for. But there's one attempt.
You put some quotation from the articles, like the Constitution or the UNDRIP or the ILO.
Not the answer I'm looking for either.
Where do you get it notarized?
Notarized.
Yes, but what is it that make an affidavit powerful? Is because it is sworn under penalty of perjury. So you're really saying, hey, I'm here just to tell under the raw, naked truth, as naked as the day born. This is my truth. This is the truth. And I stand by this truth. No, you rebut it. And you say, if you can't rebut, if I write 100 of them and you can't rebut one, my truth still stands. So an unrebutted affidavit stand as truth in the land of commerce. So it is because you're doing it on a penalty of perjury. You're saying that I'm telling the truth.
That's a question.
Go ahead.
I sent an affidavit into the court the other day. It said it didn't receive it by email. It was sent by post as well. But they haven't responded. Can I resend the same one that I've sent before? I have to do it over.
I would do the same one. And
Okay.
you did the right thing. You say you sent it by email as well as registered mail. So did you have somebody sign for it?
Yes, somebody signed for it.
Yes. Well, what you needed to have done, did you show them that?
No, I just spoke to them over the phone to say it was sent in April via email and it was sent in May via registered mail and it was signed for. So they asked me to send the email again because they can't go back that far to find the email.
Yeah, well, what they're doing these days is they're using that little loophole to rob us of our rights, because they look for you not following a procedure to mess you up and to run railroad in court. So what you do, just said, well, I did send it. I have a copy of it. I had to do that just today. I said I send it, and I have evidence that I sent it. Here it is, and somebody, I could call the name of the person who signed for it. So if you want me to send it again, I can send it. And that the judge says, okay, go ahead and send it again. And they say I can send it by email, and I can send it also registered mail. And you did the right thing. But these people, sometimes when they realize that we're waking up, they don't want to. You see, the court caters to people who are dumbed down by the system. Just go to court and say, yes, Your Honor, how much? $500. Okay. Then I pay it over 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, thank you. Guilty. Bye. Have a good day. I'm going to pay my $500. That's what they want. They don't want anybody to give them an affidavit and give them truth and give them law and quotation and truth and this and that. No, they want the easy route out.
Okay,
So
so
when
send the same one. Well, I was told to get it notarized. The same day that I posted it, Ambassador Michael told my son that I should get it notarized before sending it off.
yeah, it has
So-
no value if it's not notarized. Don't do
So
like me. As I said, I messed up the other day.
Okay.
Well, I notarized it with my thumb, but they didn't accept that.
Yeah, I've got 12
Yeah.
persons thumbprints on it, and mine.
12?
Yeah.
No, you only need 3. You never need 12.
Well, somebody said put 12.
But it's better. Some things, the thumbprint, some things, the 3 witnesses, some things, the notary.
Notary.
Where the affidavit is concerned, definitely never do your affidavit. I learned the hard way by not using the notary. Use their notary, get it notary, it's fine. Or if you even have your own notary in Nyanyankopong, use them up.
I think
So
I need
that
to find one in Nyanyankopong, because the one that I asked to notarize it for me, he's saying, what kind of document is this to send to the court? You can't send this to the court. And he said he couldn't notarize it. So I have to be looking for another person now to notarize it for me before I send it off.
Yeah, so they want us to conform to their procedure. But no, you are your documents, they can't tell you what you that there it's illegal, and you need to know that, to let them know that if they refuse a document, you need to have somebody there videotaping them when you're handing it to them and they refuse it, and let it be on the record that you're violating a law that says if your the clerk refused my document, it's illegal, and that they can be charged.
No, the commissioner of oath who was going to notarize it for me said it's not a proper document to send to the judge, so he couldn't notarize it for me.
How does he determine that? Unless something, what's improper about it?
Don't know.
Well, you should ask him what's improper about it. Right. I guess maybe you had your Nyanyankopong flag and blah 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 and this and that and all of that, don't it?
No, it's just the. No, I didn't have the flag on it or anything. I have the Nyanyankopong what do you call it now? Pictured in the background. Just faded slightly in the background. Lightly in the background, I should say. It wasn't overpowering. You know, so
yeah, they will
I don't
want
think that should be an issue either, because it wasn't.
no,
You could
no,
read every
no.
word that was written.
But if you want to avoid any conflict of it not getting past, not getting there, all right. So let me explain. Your affidavit doesn't have to be on any particular letterhead with
No
anything.
letterhead.
But your document now, your status documents, your Nyanyankopong documents, when you become a sovereign of Nyanyankopong or Maroon, that now you can have all the paraphernalia, all the flags, all the this, that. They can't tell you, because what you're saying is, hey, I'm not in your jurisdiction. I'm sovereign. I'm with this group. I'm not under your statutes and codes and law. And even if I am, like my thing that I do, I'm saying, even though I use your driver's license, I use your passport, I use your whatever documents you use, it's because I don't have an alternative and I don't want to suffer the inconvenience of you coming to take me out of the car and tow it and put it on record and inconveniencing me. So I am hereby using your document, some of your stuff that you provide, only because if I use you haven't provided an alternative and you don't recognize my alternative, but even though I'm a citizen and a Maroon, I have not lost my indigenous rights as a Maroon because I use your documents. You got to state that. Does that make sense to you, people? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just, boss, I just use your thing because you're not giving me no other option, but I am still a Maroon and I maintain my right to be classified as and identified as a Maroon. And you have to respect that. So I'm just using your driver's license with all rights reserved.
Yeah.
I'm using your passport because I don't want, when I want to go through, me on a time fair go, oh, we don't know this, we don't know. So I use your thing, but with a disclaimer that it's just because you don't provide no other dollars for me to use than the US dollar and the whatever dollar. So I'm using this out of convenience, but it does not mean I'm relegating 1 ounce of right from being a Maroon. How's that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the last thing I want anybody to do, I come when me I go about my business. Oh, you have a private plate. Oh, you're not licensed. Come up, boy, fling it up on ground and throw in a jail, man. They'll do that, but I don't want that. So I will use sending my document that look, I am this, and the only reason I use some of your stuff is because if I do otherwise, I'm gonna suffer the inconvenience of you stopping me and bullying me, and I don't want that. So, but I do it, all rights reserved. I don't know what else to tell you, brethren, and I'm telling you like I do it because these people are hell-bent sometime on just ignoring what you have to say in the court. Like today, I mean, I have to write up that judge and give him a commendation because baddest thing he allowed me to speak. He allowed me to identify how I want to identify. He allowed me to say what I have to say. He allowed me to object. He listened. He did not bully me like some of them will do. Right? Because some of them will bully you. Some police will bully you, show you out of your car.
And you're in the court. When you go into the court to speak? All right. I was in the court on behalf of my son. What time do you speak? Do you ask to speak after the judge come in and sit down, or you raise your hand, or
No. They will call your name and say state your name for the record. Some of them do that.
It wasn't my case. I was there on behalf of my son.
Well, just say get something from your son to say I asked mommy to represent me or whatever to speak on my behalf, and I give her authority. And if you can get that signed by some witnesses, you do that as well.
Okay.
So you see, always get the authority. You can get it notarized, or you can just get 3 witnesses. That's law. That somebody witnessed that he just write your note. Mom, represent me on this matter because you know law better than I do. And so you carry that with you and say, okay, my son asked me to, my offspring asked me to speak on his behalf, and I'm here to speak on that account. Remember, people, remember this. If they use the all caps name, any of it at all, it's not you, it's an account.
Yeah.
So you don't name the account.
Okay.
You are not the account. That's trouble. If you go in the court and say, I am the account, well, you have to go pay the money. But if you're saying, I am here as the administrator of that account that you just called, and that's your name, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, it's two of you existing now in this world.
Yeah.
You know. They have the real you, that mama
Living
birth,
and the fictitious.
you. So you tell them that, look, I am the living woman, Merkel Samuels. But I'm speaking for the account, Merkel Samuels, and I've claimed it, blah, 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 what have you. And make sure people, by the way, I'm talking a lot. How many of you have authenticated your documents? The birth certificate. I see one man shaking my head say no. What about the rest of you?
What do you mean exactly by authenticating it?
All right. When you go to, if you're Jamaican, for instance, I don't know where you guys are necessarily, but let's say you're born in Jamaica and you apply
Hold on,
for,
Willie, just a minute. Authenticate our documents. I think everybody here is trademark and copyright. That's one of the procedure. But as far as the birth paper goes, I don't think a lot of people have gone through that process. But we have copyright our name, our property, and those things as far as our estate goes.
okay, good. And that's very good. But you also need to claim that birth certificate. When you claim that birth certificate, you get it authenticated, meaning they gave it to you at the Jamaica, whatever office that is, the registrar. You ask them for a copy, but they can always say it's a counterfeit. So you get them to stamp it and say this is an authentic copy. If you don't do that, you can also make a claim on it and you do a deed of reconveyance, meaning you claim it, say, hey, this is mine. Hey, I am notifying the world. So you put it on your Nyanyankopong records, or whatever, public record, Facebook, whatever, that I have claimed this as mine. Because you see, that's where the real thing is.
I think
Right?
I
That's
think the
what
birth
they go
certificate
after. That's
comes
what
from
takes you from out of their jurisdiction. When you claim what is yours, they what where you think they attack when they're attacking you? They attack the birth certificate. That's where the money is. So you gotta get it out of their jurisdiction. If you're putting it in Nyanyankopong, you put it in Nyanyankopong. Nyanyankopong control it. You don't touch it. I put it in with Nyanyankopong because that's the government I want to be with. Right?
I
But you
think
cannot put it
it's
in.
stamped, you know. I think the birth certificate is stamped.
It has
Yeah.
a seal on the bottom
Yeah.
of it, but I don't think that is a stamp.
Oh. I think
Yeah,
there's one at the
you
top as
still have
well.
to get it. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a little circle at the top as well. Don't can't make out what's in it.
The authentication is for if you're going from one nation to another nation for them to understand it and recognize it. Whereas I live in New York, I can only get my birth certificate certified that I'm not going outside the U.S. with it.
That's fine. Certification, what it is just saying, it's a true copy.
This
That's
is
all
a
it's saying.
certified.
It's a
This
true
is a
copy. You didn't counterfeit
certificate.
it.
This is a certificate of the record, officially
Right.
registered in the Registrar General Department
Right.
of
So
Jamaica.
what you need to do, like if you have a court case and they call you Myrtle Samuels, I say, Myrtle Samuels, what you think they have jurisdiction over? Your mother, what's your given name? That's your first name, right? The last name is their slave name, and that's the one they have jurisdiction over. The all capital, and they always have that in all capital. I guarantee you.
All of it in all capital.
Well,
First
when
to
all of
last.
it is all capital, that means they're totally treating you as if you're nothing. But what the trickery is sometimes, Rascal, can you? I prefer to see the people face than see my face. I want to see the people when I'm talking. Yeah, that better. Thanks. Yeah, I want. I was saying, the all capital. What they do these days. This is what they're doing. They are mixing it now because they realize we're onto them. So they don't use just all caps now. They use your first name with regular, a little all cap, a cap with or a capital with the common, and that's fine. But then the last name now, the surname that they have jurisdiction over, they always try to have in all caps. I guarantee you. If you find that they don't do that, they're dealing with you as a man to a man, and they're gonna show you respect. Because they did that to me. When they see I was fighting the all caps and telling them they're fraud, they come down to my level and was talking to me as a man to a man. That's why the judge allowed me so much time today to speak, and he respected me invoking common law, blah, blah, blah. Right? So you have to look out for that. But the next thing is authenticating it. After you authenticate it, claim it, put a lien against it too. You're talking about taking control, right? Right, people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about control. They have you out there on the seas, and until you do that, you're not on. You're still out there on the seas. You want to come in on the land,
So you have to write to Registrar General about this.
You can notify whoever you want. Once you get that done, and as I say, if it's Nyanyankopong, tell them say, look, me not in that only, Nyanyankopong me say. That's what my thing there, right? If you whatever it is that you want to jurisdiction, that what you're trying to do is move out of jurisdiction, their jurisdiction, because this is what they go after, because that's where the millions are. It's money. Because all of these things is about money, money, money. They don't give a rat's ass if they want to chop off the entire Jamaica, everybody head. They don't care about that. They care about where's the money. Where's the money? I smell money here. Everything is about money. That's why all crimes are commercial. I'm talking a lot. Let me open the floor for you to talk. Or to ask questions.
I think. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I see Dr. Judith asked a question in the chat.
Yes. Dr. Judith, you want to talk with Willie, or you want us to repeat your question? She was saying, what?
Willie,
So why?
Yes. So my question is, yes, about the alive certificate. My question is,
we're getting an echo.
Go ahead now, Dr. Judith.
Yes, I was asking so if you're going to use the one that you got from the government and go through all of that, why not use the alive certificate?
The live life claim, you mean?
Yeah, the live life, yes.
Yes, very good question. You can also use that as well. Because what they're saying, remember, they deal with the state of the dead. Everything they deal with is dead. They're saying you're dead, you're lost at sea, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's why you don't smile on your driver's license. You can't smile because dead people don't smile. So you use the live life claim to say, hey, I'm alive. Here's my live life claim. But the birth certificate too, though, is what they really go after in terms of all of your documents from the moment you were born. What did they do? Your mommy name you get a birth record, and you get a birth certificate. Why do you need two? One of them is a fraud. One of them has money. One of them is what they tax. One of them is where your estate is tied up. One of them is where they do probate when you die. One of them is when you have tickets. That's where they attach that to the birth certificate. Out of the birth certificate, what it give birth to? It give birth to the passport. The birth certificate give birth to the what? The driver's license. The birth certificate give birth to everything. All of the government documents them. And they make you a surety for their debts and etc. etc. So everything now is centered around that document. That's why that document, the first plan of action in your in your status change is to get that under control. If you don't get that under control, I'm sorry for you. You just a waste your time. You have to get the birth certificate under your control. That's how you move from the jurisdiction, their jurisdiction. Somebody's talking. Yeah, that's how you move from their jurisdiction into Nyanyankopong or your own jurisdiction or whatever jurisdiction you want to be. But it's very important because when they go there now and see that, but rotted, not there, so we get that's what I want. This man, no, he's not in our jurisdiction. There's nothing for them to adjudicate.
Yesterday, I was filling out some forms yesterday to get some assistance with something, and they asked for ID, so I produced my travel and void of tax ID. They said, "Don't you have anything else?" I said, "No." So they said, "Oh, I need a passport." So I pull out my live life certificate to show that it's connected. My travel void of tax is connected to my live life. She was looking at it. Anyhow, she photocopied it. And on the form, everywhere that I put my autograph, I put authorized representative of the all caps letter, and I put all rights reserved. So all this is gone through to the other team to see. But then they still ask me about a passport. So I said, you know what, I need some assistance. So instead of the whole shebang, I found a picture on my my phone with my passport and I sent it to them. But most of what's there, I make sure put my name in red and put the all rights reserved and the authorized representative of the full capital letters. So they only have a little, just one of them documented in whatever, in the bundle. Most of what was there was mine to support my application. I use it anywhere I go, I use it. That's the first thing I produce as ID. And I stand on it until they can't. Even in the bank the other day, I never stop using it. Just said, this is what I've got. I've got nothing else. Even though I have my driver's license in my purse, this is what I've got. Nothing else. It's got my picture. Everything is on it. This is it. And I'm recording them when they're refusing to accept it as well.
Discrimination.
Yep.
At this time, I want to play something that is very relevant to what Willie is saying, because a lot of brothers and sisters here may still be in the null saying that I don't have a contract. I'm going to play this tape that show you some of the millions of contracts that you have autographed throughout your lifetime, from your kindergartens come straight up, and these state are still alive and well and eating out all of your little profit that you're supposed to get at the end of the month. So, Willie, I'll just play this and then we get back to you. Listen keenly, brothers and sisters, please.
So, what is like being a national and how to live as a national, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So, I made a video like this before this, but this is when I first started out, right? This is when I was about almost a year into it, right? So, the way you want to live as a national is completely private, right? And we always misinterpret it like what the passport says, and we always thought, man, we stay citizens, we stay nationals. That's what the passport says, but no, it's really a jurisdictional thing. It has nothing to do with status. Because at first I thought it had something to do with status. I'm like, hey, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you outside their jurisdiction, right? So, you know, I told you guys I read into the books and the law books, and it said whether you a citizen or not, a man or a woman or not, a natural person or not, if you do any of the following acts or perform the following acts, you become a subject to the jurisdiction. So once I start learning about jurisdiction, I start finding out what things actually get me into jurisdiction. So when I looked at all the state contracts, when I looked at addresses or mailing addresses, I know that this pulls you inside their jurisdiction. So the way that you will live as a national is pretty much that you will always protect yourself in any aspect. So say, for instance, it's the littlest thing that you might transition in your life, right? Like when you receive mail. So since you don't want to receive mail at where you lay your head at, you actually want to receive mail at a PO box. That's perfect.
Hi, we're Visible, the wireless company that makes things visible. With us, what you see is what.
And now, what's another thing that you want to do? You always want to make sure all contracts with the state is canceled out. And you also have to know just how to do everything, how to conduct business as a national. So when you pretty much want to be outside of their jurisdiction, where you live plays an important part of it. Also, you having the right to travel, that's important, but you got to know how to secure yourself at any moment, because at any time a police officer can pull you over, but you also got to know how to protect yourself. Okay, if you pull me over, I must conduct myself the correct way. I must not try to overstep or supersede my position. If the police ask me a question, I will, carefully and briefly respond to him without any hassle or anything like that. That's why a lot of people, the police come to them, police be the nicest person in the world. And they say, hey, sir, how you doing? Driver's license registration. I'm not giving you nothing. They can get snatched out the car right there just because of that. And it's like, it don't even have to go that way. I've never been snatched out the car. I've never been pulled out to get searched or nothing. And the police knew I had the gun on me, because when he pulled me over, I did like this and put it under the seat because I don't want it in plain sight. He ended up thinking something else, but but no, he knew something was going on. He knew I had a gun on me, right? And the gun actually, when I got pulled over as a national, right? So when I was driving, the police pulled us over, and I put the gun in the seat. The mud slid from my seat to the back. Well, you can see it probably if a police looked in the back and looked on the ground, he'll see it. So I've been in situations like that. But when the police ran my passport, my information, it was nothing. So when he seen it, he was let it go back instantly. They didn't have no problems, right? And so it's just the way you live. So even when, let's say even apartments, right? Because this is one of the main things that I want to touch on, right? So we know a lot of you guys is sovereign all the way until where you live. Now, this is important, right? Because a lot of times when we get into these lease agreements, when we get into these mortgages, that also can be used against you as proof in the claim of residency. And I know y'all don't want to hear it. Yeah, where you rent, yes. So if the police ever had an indictment on you, or if you was ever in a situation where it's a warrant or something like that on you and your name is on the lease, even though you're sovereign when you drive around, if the police wanted to, if they wanted to get up on you, they can easily go to your residence. And they can also, if they have a arrest warrant, they can ask the landlord, do you live there? If they say yes, they will take you in briefly, but then they would need the lease agreement, right? The lease agreement, you live there. That's why you really want to start renting at a place that offer, what's that thing I'm saying, like commercial leases. The reason why, because if you rent somewhere that says a commercial lease, you can get the lease under your trust name and not under your name. So if it's under the trust name, it can be 100% proven that you don't live there, in which the police don't have jurisdiction over you. And I wanted to touch on that because I know a lot of you guys, y'all sovereign all the way until you get home, and then you're not sovereign, where you gotta wait till the police go past to leave your driveway because they pull you over and they see you just left that house, and they go back to that residence and ask the landlord, hey, do that person live there? And they say yes, and they can pull that lease agreement up. Your ass is cooked. And that's why you want to be smart on every aspect. That's why I think twice, even about mortgage agreements. Right now, I'm gonna tell you something. If you got a mortgage, you in a bad but good situation. Here go the bad. Now, when the bad is that once you have a mortgage in the state or any mortgage lien, your lien holder also requires that the house and the home will actually be registered. So they require for the home to be registered in the state that you want to live in. So once your home becomes registered, you know your home is subject to the territorial boundaries of the District of Columbia. That's bad. Now here go the good thing is, the same way a home can be registered, a vehicle can be registered and unregistered, the same way a home can be registered and unregistered. So you will still have to go down to the Office of Recorded Deeds. The Office of Recorded Deeds and ask them to remove your home from the registration, remove your home registration. You have to tell them that. They're going to give you a form. I've never seen the form. I've never been up there. But I'm saying, when I searched it up through the Office of Deeds, yes, you can deregister your home. And also, home insurance policies say they require for your home to be registered to even give you home insurance. And that's crazy because you can deregister your own house. Because by deregistering the house, they can't make a claim to jurisdiction. So that's one good thing. So if you guys got mortgages or anything like that, you really want to make sure y'all tap into that to handle that. And it's like you want to be sovereign all the way around. Don't be sovereign a little bit. Don't be sovereign just in your car. Don't be sovereign when you just at Walmart. You want to be sovereign where you live. You want to know that you can sleep well. You don't have to worry about the police coming to your door talking about they got a search warrant for these Crook County judges or Cook County judges, because we're in Cook County right now. So you want to make sure that you're fully out of jurisdiction, you outside of contracts, you're not, mixing up public and private. You private at 100%. Where you live, how you drive, where you eat, everything. You want to make sure how you bank, where you receive mail. You want to make sure everything is private. You want to make sure everything is private. And by everything being private, that's perfect. Because now you outside of their jurisdiction at 100%.
when they got pulled over with the cops.
I'm sorry, Willie, are you hearing me? Sorry about that. I'm saying that this gentleman is in the line of teaching, just like what you are saying, Willie, about making ourselves private and some of the contracts, even as to the lease agreement on your house. It's a contract where the state can move and infringe on your rights.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what he said. But you have to remember, all right, let's back up when you talk about dealing with the police. That's very crucial. Most of us want to have court with the police on the road, and we must desist from doing that. That is what angers them. I always advise people, when the police come your way, be like the honey and the bee. You become the honey and him are the bee. Do not try to fight them on the road. The way to have court is to take whatever they're giving you, be polite, cooperate, and it's no point fighting with a man who have a loaded gun on him hip. You're losing. And we have lost a lot of our brothers and sisters just because of that stupidity. Humble yourself, take care of them in the court, with your court of record, with your Nyanyankopong document. Just send them when court there, before court there, them say, wait, what is Nyanyankopong? What name so? What? Wait, this is a man in our jurisdiction. Turn over the page. Affidavit? What? He has the right to travel, but the man no law, he have case law. So you fight them in the court status first. The top of your court paper status, Nyanyankopong, me say. And that put them in a quandary. Then if they want to proceed further, affidavit. They want to go further, and the more they dig deeper, they said, no, but leave that one. Leave that one. This one is not under our jurisdiction. If we touch this man, we are in trouble. He can sue us because it's separate jurisdiction. So do not fight with nobody on the road. Not care you're tempted for you. Tell him about him part. Do not do it. Because he may be having a bad day and you're going to say the wrong. The Bible says, grievous words stir up anger. Don't make the man get angry with a loaded gun. Just be nice and just know, say, watch me and you. They probably can say to him, officer, if I were you, I wouldn't bother write those tickets. But if you want to write them, fine, because I'm not in your jurisdiction and my documents will say everything. So I'll see you later in court. And you send in your thing. Add up your thing together, bungle everything, but make sure the top of it, that's it. And Nyanyankopong. They don't even know what name, sir. They don't know what name, sir.
Out of
Yeah,
them
eh?
outside of their jurisdiction.
Outside
All
them and see you tell them about Nyanyankopong. We see name Nyanyankopong.
yeah.
They
And
talk now one day.
and I want to say something that what I always say to our brothers and sisters is that don't pick fight with the agent, because the agent is like worse off than you. You know, whoa, because remember the agent is working off of codes and status. But when you go in front of the judge, the laws you bring laws to the table. So them can't go around laws with status and code.
Because they have been trained. Listen to me, people. They have been trained that what they are doing is right. If them shoot you, them okay. If them shoot a nigga, them okay. It's okay. You don't have to worry. You'll get away. So they shoot the nigga, who them call nigga, right? They've been trained that, hey, I'm upholding the law here. You just violate a stop sign. You break the stop sign. You break the code. And you're resisting arrest because I say you break the code. Or you go too fast. I'm doing my job. You can't vex me for doing my job. So he said, boss, okay, I know you're doing your job. But he's been trained that what you did was wrong. And he doesn't know any better. Now, when you write up those documents and they see certain things, the lawyers know, and the prosecutor and the judges, when they look over your documents, they say, uh-oh, touch the wrong man. Not the police. He doesn't know better. I went to a courthouse the other day, and I asked one of the people who work in the court. Asked them about common law. The lady said, what name, sir? What do you mean by common law? And I said, you work. I was so mad. I was so furious. I said, you work in a court and don't know what name common law? Like, seriously? There's common law and there's statutory laws. When I break a law, in common law, I have hurt and injured somebody who I've got to face. In your statute, when I break a law, it's because I break a code. It's not, even today I have to say to the judge, I said, Your Honor, statutes and codes are not law because there's no injured party. You know what I hear one of them said to a guy who was charged for smoking weed? He says, Your Honor, where is the injured party? You know, the man look on the youth and say, oh, well, there are a lot of victimless crime. I'm like, wow.
That's like an oxymoron.
You understand? A victimless crime. Which is why I go back to say one of the key things you can ask in a court is, Your Honor, may I be permitted to ask a question for the record? What is the nature and the cause of the action against me, please? And thank you. For the record, just state it. Now, your boxing is like a throw holy water on the devil. He has to run for cover because if he says, when you ask what's the nature should be common law. I'm judging you on common law, or I'm judging you on equity law, I'm judging you on admiralty or maritime. Those 4 jurisdictions, sir. Which one of them are you judging me on? If he says it's admiralty, okay, it's admiralty. Admiralty will require the cause of the action to be either criminal or civil. Which is it, Your Honor? Okay, it's criminal. Okay, Your Honor. So you're charging me under admiralty law, and you're charging for criminal, a criminal action that I've done. No, you're boxing him in a corner because now you've got to say, once it's criminal, in common law, there's got to be a body, or called the corpus delicti. Or if he says it's civil, then okay, Your Honor, where is the contract that I broke? So you see, all of these things are very crucial that we know the basics and insist on knowing under what jurisdiction? And if he failed to answer, you say, well, let the record show that Your Honor refused to let me know under what jurisdiction he's judging me. And he's judging me under secret jurisdiction, and that's illegal and unlawful. Because we need to know what is the nature of the charge against us. That's the first thing. Then, when you get, you know, even sometimes some of these charges, one of the easy, find out what's one word. Oh, you was driving. Oh, drive, Your Honor. Okay, let's look at the dictionary. What does the word drive mean? I can be I have good drive because I want to be a doctor. I have drive, I have ambition. I go to the court, what you call it, where they play golf, and I drive the ball real hard. Or I drive a handcart, or I drive a donkey, or whatever. Which one of these words are you talking about? You say I was driving. Which one? He has to back off, because guess what? If you're in law you're charged, you must know which one of the word are they talking about, because one word in their thing mean a whole heap of thing, but you need to be specific. Which one are you talking about? You're driving the one that I have a good ambition? Drive, I have drive? What? So it's important to ask these questions if you happen to be in court. And with what is, and let me tell you something, it's important to study common law, because what I find happening since COVID is a lot of changes going on. And a lot of people, let me tell you, whether you like it or not, you're going to end up in court. I'm telling you. You know why I say that? As long as you're taking back your freedom, if you are one of them who are saying, I'm claiming Nyanyankopong government, I want to be under Nyanyankopong, I want to be sovereign, blah, 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 you're going to end up in court. So you better prepare yourself from now, because let's go back to the olden days. Let me ask you a question. When the slaves back then run away, did they just leave them and to run away? Answer my question, people.
No, they
No, they
chase
chase
them
them.
down.
And what they do with them
Brutal
apart from
force.
chase them down?
They
Kill
beat
them, rape them,
them,
use
lynch
them.
them, all kind of wickedness.
All right. So let me ask you now, do you think that these people have changed?
No.
Ever. Nope, nope, nope.
Same cycle, same
Exactly.
pattern.
So as long as you're saying I'm coming out of the matrix, I'm coming out of your jurisdiction, I don't want to be your bitch, I don't want to no slave master over me, I want freedom. You better know you better fight for that shit. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. But you better make up your mind that you're going to have to fight for your rights. So if you don't mean it, don't even attempt it, because you're going to have to stand up for your right. Because what you're saying to them is, I don't want to be on your plantation. Then them say, but wait, king of a have one servant. What do you? I want you on the plantation because I want to chill, sit back and relax and get your energy money taking care of me. That's how it has always been. They put you on the plantation back then, they work you, they sell their goods, and they give you peanuts and whip you at the same time. If you try to get away, they're coming at you. They're not going to, as a matter of fact, they make an example out of you when you try to escape the dragnet. I mean, my life used to be so peaceful and nice and just sailing, no problem in the world before COVID. Now, I can't believe if you see my room, it's like a freaking law office. I can't believe the amount of time I have to be at court and the amount of case, because I'm trying to get back my freedom. And sometimes you say, is it worth it? Sometimes I feel like giving up. But your freedom, which is more important to you? You want a man to hold you as hostage and call you dead and treat you like that and treat you inferior? Or do you want to say, no, I'm going to stand for my right. I'm getting out of your system, whether you like it or not. Win, lose, or draw. It's up to us. It's not a walk. Anybody tell you this will be a walk in the park? Don't believe them. It's not a walk in the park, but guess what? It is worth every moment of my time. It is worth every moment of my time to be standing up. Today, my boy, sit down in front of the camera and I coach him what to say to the judge. I said, just say, I'm Matthew, nothing else. Of the family Williams. Don't say, no, Matthew Williams or Mr. Williams. And every time he calls you Mr. Williams, I object. Your Honor, with due respect, Stephen, don't call him Williams. I'm not Mr. Williams. Because that's what they have jurisdiction over. The Mr. and the Sir. And you feel good. Oh, he's calling me Sir. Sir, me and you're one of them slave. So just my first name, Your Honor, with due respect. They're throwing some charges at you. Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. The lawyer wasn't there. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Objection, Your Honor. He goes, here you go again. Objection, Your Honor. He was not there. He has no proof. He's going by hearsay, and hearsay can't come to court. So even the lawyers, them, when you get so powerful, them have to shut up in a court. Be your objection. Judge, even the judge may object, Panto. Judge, where's the grand jury? You making a decision against me. That's illegal, Judge. I object to everything you do. I do not consent, Your Honor. Sorry. But you see, they sit down and just make them make all kind of move on here and object. You have to object. Objection, Your Honor. Calling me a defendant. Objection, Your Honor. My name's Stephen. I mean, I said Stephen. Stephen, that's it. The lawyer coming to put some charge. Objection, Your Honor. Counsel shall not speak in court because counsel is dependent on hearsay. Was he there when I commit the crime? What he's accusing me of? Objection. And you have to listen for the overrule or sustain. Don't just say objection, Your Honor, and move on to submit. Are you listening now for the judge to rule, overrule or sustain? And that determine whether you move on or not. So people, it's a hard road to travel. It's a mighty long way to go. But guess what? The hotter the battle. Talk to me now. The hotter the battle.
Sweeter the victory.
Sweeter the victory, and we shall have it. We shall have it. We shall have it.
We shall have it.
You shall have it.
Amen and amen.
Yeah. Brother Willie, I don't know. Anybody have any questions for Willie before him go, because him wrap up in class right now? But want to ask him a question, you're allowed to ask him a question.
Forget my question.
When is he coming back?
Really? I
am really asking when you're coming back to the classroom.
Whenever Ross invite me and if I'm available, Ross is my good chief, my good friend. Yeah. So whenever he invite me, I do anything for my brother, man. Because I want our people to be empowered.
Thank you.
All right. One of the main reasons why Willie is powerful. Willie do a lot of practice. When I say practice, I mean we have our documents and everything, but we have to practice the law of the land, because the codes and the status is what is preventing us or intimidating us from making a stand. And as tonight lessons was about, you need to face the fact that ignorancy is no excuse to the law, and the agents out there with their ignorancy, when you take on these agents, you're putting your estate at risk. Do not, we repeat, do not go, there's gonna be no Superman, because when the agent doing their job, you're just going to be a statistic. So if them send a letter come here yard, we teach you no officer return to sender. We also teach you that if Officer Nibbles should approach us on the road, we have 30 days or the first 7 days, make sure we reach at the clerk of the court to get a full printout. So we after Davis can reach the judge and the prosecutor. We are try enter we estate when the case bust the morning and then bust the file them for 6 after Davis claim our property. That's them I say no there say And the intimidation, as what Willie is explaining to us, it is a part of breaking us to let us figure there's nowhere out. First intimidation you get is you understand. You understand that put you under their standing, and then them put a paper say sign here so your autograph. You see them a rub you under Sykes, like it's the law, but it's code and status. Thank you so much, Willie.
Yeah, as you say
But
that today,
you need
the
to
judge
remember,
tried to tell
Hola.
on me, and I said to him, Your Honor, let me tell you something. I don't talk legalese. I don't know nothing about your court. I don't understand anything that you're saying, anything that happens here. So I object to everything that you're doing. I do not consent, sir. All I know is I understand common law. I understand natural law. I am not supposed to hurt anyone. I'm supposed to live a peaceful life. I'm not supposed to trespass. And if I do hurt, if I do hurt or injure or damage property, I am a man enough to make restoration. Anything else, Your Honor, I do not understand what's happening in your courthouse.
Kareem, you were going to ask me or say something a while ago. Akeem.
yeah. But I kind of lose my chain of thought of what I was going to say.
Yeah, it was pertaining. We were telling you about standing up for your rights, and be not intimidated by the agents. The agents are getting paid.
Yeah.
Go there.
Now I remember. You just sparked the word in my brain. Intimidation.
Yes, sir.
Well, what everybody needs to know is they actually look forward to mess with everyone because they want to get angry. Once you get angry, they can pull you back into their jurisdiction for disorderly conduct. So, like what Willie said, keep calm, no cuss with them, no fight with them.
Yes.
One thing I've noticed, I got tickets in Jamaica the other day. But everything is printed out. There's no signature on it for the officer. It's just the name printed out on it, and the name from my driver's license that's on it. So they're not signing it anymore. They just print everything out like when the receipt come out the machine, the cash machine.
Yeah, you're right. Just like when they write tickets here in America, that's what they use. They got electronic things and they print out a piece of paper, it come out like a receipt with curl up.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what's the question though? What's the question?
Was it just
No, because remember we were taught when you have things like that, the contract is only one signature. So it's my observation that they don't put a signature on it anymore. They just print it out on the paper.
Yeah, but it's not a contract if it don't have two signatures.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. It's not any signature. Just print out like that.
Yeah, but I always say to people, even when don't ignore anything. What these people try to do, because remember they're built on fraud, so it's non-stop fraud. They will send you these things, you ignore them, and then before you know it, they run court on you, and then before you know it, you hear that they have a warrant or you have to pay this or pay that. So I always say it doesn't matter what they do, always respond to them within 3 days. Send them your documents, send them your objections, send them your affidavit, send them your rate of quoranto. Just respond to them, because you're not responding to them is a response. And they love when people, like if you have a letter that is sent that you owe a debt and you ignore it. You know what billions of dollars they make because people ignore? because they get a default judgment against you. So when you ignore stuff, you're doing an injustice to your name. It's better for you to say, okay, you say I owe you $20,000. I accept that I owe you $20,000, Crystal. Crystal, but before I can send you the $20,000 that I owe you, since you're suing me, I'd like you to just send me these verification and validation of this debt. Where's the contract that we sign? You ask them for a list of things. So when the judge see that, oh, he's agreeing that he's gonna pay, all right, no dispute there. Let's move on. But when you're disputing, so because what lawyers and courthouses make money from is disputes. So they create dispute. But when you accept, hey, I accept. That's good. I say, how much we owe you? $50,000. Okay, yes, over $50,000. All right, I accept that I owe you $50,000. Now, pencil it out for me. Verify, validate it. Show me the contract. Show me the terms of the contract. Show me where, when, how, and why it was signed, and what was the nature of the contract. Show me some. Give me some more. Give me some. Show me the bills. Them how it come to $50,000. That sort of thing. So show them that you are mature. Just ignoring them. Oh, that's what they want. Oh, default judgment. Before you know it, boom. Judge give them default judgment behind your back. Before you know it, garnishing your pay. When you go to renew your driver's license or whatever, go do some business, boom, you hear that they have lien against your property or this, that. Don't do it. Don't ignore nothing. Fight back, as I say, with your court. Your court is your documents. All right?
We are past the hour, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for that energetic lessons. I know that today when Messiah send the notification about your appearance, and the ancestors say, link up Willie, man. Give him a link. It was a good link. And as Crystal said, we're gonna have you over here more often because you have a lot of info and inspiration that can help us find our way even more quicker. Thank you so much, Willie.
You're welcome, sir. And thank you, everybody, for having me.
I'm going to leave us with this, and I played it yesterday, but I think we can listen it more about the fraudulent activity and the trickery that is taking place.
That's a good one.
When my people think about witches and witchcrafts, they imagine people who fly at night using broomstick and plantain leaves. But when I think about witchcraft, this is what I think about. The fact that a group of people were able to cut out pieces of paper and then put an imaginary value on it, value that we cannot see. And we now take this piece of paper from them in exchange for gold, crude oil, diamond, our human labor. People walk to their deaths because of this. That would never stop being diabolical to me. There have got to be a spell behind why this concept, this idea was accepted globally the way it was, and why it's still working just fine the way it is still today. And you know what I think? I think these imaginations are their resources. They figured, oh, so we really don't have any resources. Let's create our own. These people are the literal example of manifesting destiny. These people manifested their resources into existence, and they made sure that they have way more resources than everyone else in the world. And if you are a people whose only resources is a man-made resources, and these man-made resources don't have value, you are screwed. And that is why they would never let other people's currencies become equal to theirs or higher than theirs. And guess what? Every single day that goes by, this is becoming even more and more of an imagination. Because every single day we are moving further into this cashless policy. We are beginning to see less and less of this. Now we are doing more of transfers. Now you can go to the market and buy a basket of tomatoes and just open your app and transfer figures to somebody and you have paid. People would give you 2 bars of yam for figures that you transferred with the internet. That is crazy. And as if the concept of regular money wasn't crazy enough, then folks upgraded. They created cryptocurrency. At least this one started with something we can feel and see. You get, but that one from the very beginning, from its inception, you can't see it. It's just numbers and vibes. Like crypto is on a different dimension of witchcraft and wizardry. These people were able to give value to an imagination. And now they use this imagination to even buy things. And there are people who are considered richest, this, that, and the third in the world because of how much of this imagination that they have been able to acquire. Like, how do you acquire an imagination? I'm slowly starting to feel like we all have mental health issues, because why the fuck did we all agree that this imagination is real? How are we not collectively seeing the scam? How are we not collectively seeing the game that is at play here? They are constantly moving the goalposts with one imagination after another, so you would never be able to catch up. I don't know. I have so many feelings in my head right now.
Hello, dear listeners. Today, Michael Carnegie has something special for you. A business opportunity that might just change your life. Imagine working from the comforts of your own home or anywhere in the world with just your laptop, computer, or smartphone. Intrigued? Well, stay tuned, because Michael Carnegie is about to unveil the secrets of an exciting online business. Friends, this isn't your typical business. In fact, it's so unique that you don't sell a single product. Instead, you share the incredible benefits of this opportunity with others, helping them kickstart their journey to passive income. And the best part? It's automated, running 24/7, 365 days a year. So what's the catch? There isn't one. No need to stock inventory, handle shipping, or deal with customer service. Just sit back, relax, and watch your income grow. But how do you get started? That's the easy part. The entire training program is video-based, making it accessible to anyone, regardless of their background or experience. And if you ever find yourself in need of guidance, mentors are there to support you every step of the way. Now you might be wondering, what's the real payoff? Well, here it is. More time with your family. Picture never missing out on your children's important milestones, creating countless memories due to increased travel time, and having the financial freedom to save for retirement and even that dream home. Imagine a life where you're not tied to a 9-to-5 routine, but instead you're in control of your time and your destiny. This is not just a business opportunity, it's a lifestyle change. If you're ready to take the plunge into a world of unlimited potential, where your success is only limited by your ambition, then this online business may just be the game changer you've been waiting for. To learn more and start your journey to financial freedom, visit the website at www.michaelmcarnegie.com. That's www.michaelmcarnegie.com. Don't let this opportunity pass you by.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, and we shall have. This is where we jump fence for today. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Yeah, we shall have. We shall have.
We shall obey. We shall obey.
We shall.
Is in trouble. We must find empathy. Empathy, oh, it has no place among the human race.